Good morning. I am Felicity and I'm going to be interviewing my mum, and she'll be talking about the push and pull factors on why Henry Cable and Susanna Holmes came to Australia. Where did they grow up and where did they meet?
Henry was born on the 26th of August 1762 in Suffolk, England, and he was the first of 9 children of Henry Sr. and Diana Fuller. He was soon baptised on the same day of his birth. Susanna was born on the 1st of March 1764 in Norfolk, England, and baptised on the 6th of March 1764. They were both sentenced to death after robbing stores, but then reprieved and transported to Australia with their son in the very famous First Fleet.
How did they become convicts?
Susanna was accused of stealing £2 worth of silverware, linen and clothes, and she was later found guilty and sentenced to a life sentence, which was later reprieved, and she found herself with 17 years of hard labour. Henry Cable had robbed a house near Albury and stole everything from bedsteads to the meat out of the pickle jars. He also left quite a few empty wine bottles behind and was later found trying to burn the evidence in his house, and the same as Susanna, sentenced to death, but then it was later reprieved, suspectedly because of his age, and he had 23 years of hard labour on his sentence.
What happened on the way to Australia?
Henry and Susanna gave birth to a baby boy who they called Henry Jr. Their incarceration lasted 3 years, and the American War of Independence had halted transportation to the New World, and plans were made to travel to Australia instead. But transportation was a one-way ticket. They travelled on the First Fleet on the boat the Friendship. With one of the greatest travellers, Norfolk, they travelled for 252 days. Not a single boat was lost, yet we can't say the same for the convicts.
What happened at the arrival of the First Fleet?
Henry Cable carried Governor Phillip through the Australian surf onto a beach at Port Jackson, making him arguably one of the first Englishmen to touch Australian soil. Only 2 weeks later, Cable and Holmes were reunited and their love affair continued, as only 1 week after that they had 3 other couples were wed by the fleet's chaplain, and the first marriage in this new land was theirs.
What jobs did they hold in Australia?
Henry was a good man and soon became overseer of convict gangs, and then worked his way up to constable, and finally Governor Phillip appointed him Chief Constable of New South Wales. You simply can't make this up. Susanna laboured in different ways with 10 children, with all but one surviving. The family grew rich and powerful, and their bloodline still going strong to this day, with me being 7th generation Australian and Felicity the 8th.
What are some interesting facts about them?
The first ship built in Australia was named after Cable's eldest daughter, Diana. Diana's wedding was Australia's first official society wedding. By then, Cable had served his time and grew wealthy and strong with several estates and trading partnerships, as well as a stagecoach service. Henry Cable died in 1846 at the age of 82 and was buried along his beloved wife, who he had outlived by 21 years. Susanna was 61 when she died in 1825. It is crazy to think that without stealing that meat from the pickle jars or the linen from a store, they would probably be laying in a grave and we wouldn't be here.
Thank you for listening.